Today, sugar is everywhere. It's in candy, soft drinks, breakfast cereal, ice cream, cookies, cakes, even foods that don't taste sweet often contain surprising amounts of it. For many people, resisting sugar feels almost impossible. You promise yourself you'll eat less. Then somehow you're reaching for another cookie, another soda, another dessert, and the strange thing is that you already know it's not good for you. So why does it still have such a powerful hold on us? Why do humans love sugar so much? Why does something as simple as sweetness trigger such strong cravings? The answer begins long before candy factories, long before farming, long before civilization. In fact, the answer begins in a world where finding sugar was one of the greatest survival advantages imaginable. To understand why, imagine waking up 2 million years ago. There are no grocery stores, no refrigerators, no packaged food, no reliable meals. Every day starts with uncertainty. Your survival depends on finding enough calories before the sun goes down, and calories are difficult to find. Plants are often tough and low in energy. Animals are dangerous to hunt. Food shortages are common. Many days end with hunger. In this world, the human body faces a simple challenge: find energy, fast, because energy means survival. And among all the foods available in nature, very few provide energy as quickly as sugar. Think about that for a second. Today, sugar feels ordinary, but for ancient humans, sweetness was a valuable clue, a signal, a message from nature. Sweet usually meant calories, and calories meant life. Imagine walking through a forest after days of limited food. Your stomach hurts, your energy is fading. Then you spot a tree filled with ripe fruit, bright colors, sweet smell, soft texture. The moment you taste it, your body receives something incredibly valuable. Sugar, instant energy, a reward for finding exactly what you needed. Now here's the strange part. Your brain remembers that experience, not just for a day, not just for a week, but potentially for a lifetime, because evolution favors creatures that repeat successful behaviors. If sweet fruit helped your ancestors survive, then individuals who craved sweetness gained an advantage. They searched harder, found more calories, had more energy, raised more children, and over thousands of generations, that preference became deeply embedded inside the human brain. In other words, humans didn't accidentally become obsessed with sugar. Evolution designed us that way, at least for the world our ancestors lived in. But then something unexpected happened. The world changed much faster than our brains could adapt. For most of human history, sugar was rare. Extremely rare. You couldn't buy a bag of candy. You couldn't drink a bottle of soda. Finding something sweet often required effort. Fruit appeared seasonally. Honey was difficult and dangerous to obtain. Sweetness was a reward, not a constant presence. Imagine an ancient group spotting a beehive high on a cliff. The honey inside contains one of the richest energy sources available in nature, but reaching it is dangerous. Bees swarm. The climb is risky. A fall could be fatal. Yet humans repeatedly took that risk. Why? Because honey was worth it. Researchers studying traditional hunter-gatherer groups have observed people enduring stings, climbs, and long journeys just to obtain honey. The reward was that powerful. Now remember this, the human brain evolved during millions of years when sugar was scarce. Scarcity shaped our instincts. The brain learned a simple rule: when you find something sweet, eat as much as possible. You don't know when you'll find it again. That strategy worked perfectly in prehistoric environments, but modern life introduced a problem no ancient human ever faced. Unlimited sugar. For the first time in history, people could access sweetness whenever they wanted, and the ancient survival program inside the brain never received the update. The cravings remained. The environment changed. This sounds impossible, but your brain often responds to a candy bar using systems originally developed to help your ancestors survive food shortages. The same reward circuits, the same motivation systems, the same evolutionary machinery. Scientists have discovered that sugar activates powerful reward pathways in the brain. When sweetness is detected, certain chemicals are released that create feelings of pleasure and satisfaction. The brain takes notice. It says, "That was valuable. Remember it. Find it again." This process helped ancient humans survive. But in modern environments, it can become overwhelming because today's sugar isn't like ancient fruit. A ripe berry contains some sugar. A modern soda can contain far more. Ancient humans occasionally found sweetness. Modern humans can carry it in their pocket. The scale is completely different. Imagine showing a can of soda to an ancient hunter-gatherer. One sip would likely taste unbelievably sweet, almost unnatural, because compared to the foods our ancestors evolved with, Many modern products contain levels of sweetness that simply didn't exist in nature, and our brains react accordingly. Now, here's another twist. Sugar doesn't just provide energy, it often becomes associated with important emotional experiences. Birthdays, celebrations, family gatherings, holidays, rewards, comfort. Think about your own life. Some of your earliest memories may involve sweet foods: cake at a birthday party, ice cream on a summer day, candy during a special event. Over time, sugar becomes connected to emotions as well as biology. The craving becomes more than physical, it becomes psychological, a symbol of comfort, a symbol of celebration, a symbol of happiness. This helps explain why sugar can feel so difficult to resist. You're not only responding to calories, you're responding to memories, experiences, associations built over years, but the story goes even deeper. Because sweetness may have helped shape human exploration itself. Imagine ancient people moving across unfamiliar landscapes. Many plants are dangerous, some are poisonous. Making the wrong choice could be deadly. In this situation, sweetness becomes useful information. Sweet foods are often safer and richer in calories than bitter alternatives. The ability to recognize and prefer sweetness may have helped humans identify valuable food sources while avoiding risks. Nature was essentially providing clues, and humans learned to follow them. Over time, that instinct became incredibly powerful. Generation after generation, century after century, until it became part of who we are. Now, let's make this personal. Imagine a young girl living tens of thousands of years ago. Food has been scarce for days. Her family is tired. The hunt was unsuccessful. Energy is running low. Then one morning, she discovers a patch of ripe fruit hidden among the trees. The sweetness is immediate. The calories provide energy. The family eats, the family survives. For them, sweetness isn't a luxury, it's hope, it's relief, it's another chance to make it through a difficult season. That emotional connection matters. Because food has never been only about nutrition. Food is survival, food is comfort, food is security, and few foods signaled those things more clearly than sweetness. The human love of sugar wasn't created in supermarkets. It was created in moments like these, moments repeated across thousands of generations, moments that shaped the instincts we still carry today, and that's why the story is so fascinating. Because sugar itself isn't the villain. For most of human history, it was an advantage, a tool, a survival aid. The problem is that our environment changed dramatically while our ancient instincts remain largely the same. The craving that once helped humans survive now operates in a world overflowing with sweetness, a world our ancestors could never have imagined. Tonight, somewhere in your kitchen, there's probably something sweet, a drink, a snack, a dessert. It may seem ordinary, but hidden inside that sweetness is a story millions of years old, a story of hungry ancestors searching forests for fruit, of dangerous climbs for honey, of survival during difficult seasons, of brains learning which foods offered the best chance of staying alive. The next time you crave something sweet, remember this. That craving didn't begin with you. It didn't begin with modern culture. It didn't even begin with civilization. It began deep in humanity's past. In a world where finding sugar could mean the difference between survival and starvation, and that ancient survival instinct is still living inside you today.